I gotta stop kidding myself. Palmer is not gonna change.
Yes, he will. I'll give you my word. I will make sure that he doesn't do anything. If I even suspect he's going to do anything, I will put a stop to it.
Daisy, he just pulled this whole Sandy thing right under your nose. You didn't suspect a thing.
I didn't know he was doing it then, but now I do, and I'm alerted to it. Oh, Cliff, you can't do this. You can't uproot that child. You can't move him away from his family now.
I know. I've thought about that.
He lost his mother. He's lost Sandy. If you take him away from me, he will have lost his whole family. Please, Cliff, I know what I'm talking about. Please don't take that little boy away.
Okay. I'll hang in there for Bobby.
Thanks. Thanks.
But I'm warning you. I mean it. Palmer pulls one more number on this family, I'm leaving.
I'll tell you, if Palmer pulls anything else in this family, I'm leaving him too, for good.
Please come in, Helmut. I've been most anxious to hear from you.
Palmer, I'm happy to report that your daughter is showing definite signs of improvement.
Wonderful. What are they?
Well, they may seem insignificant to you, but to me they're important. For one thing, Nina has begun to show a discerning interest in her wardrobe. She responds to colors.
Does that really mean something?
Well, it's a small but very healthy sign. She's also begun to take a discerning interest in her diet. In short, your daughter is orienting herself to the real life around her.
So you think there could be a complete recovery?
Well, there are no guarantees, but I predict it's possible.
When? How long?
I can't predict that. It could be soon, or it could take several months. I believe your daughter can soon have carefully monitored visits from friends and family.
Has she mentioned any of us?
No, not yet.
You think she remembers any of us?
At this point, I'm confident that she does not.
Under the circumstances, Helmut, I'd like to make a special request of you. Would you be willing, as for the time being, to keep the news of Nina's progress strictly between you and me?
Why on earth would you ask such a thing?
I think you should know. I had a little talk with Bobby, and he seems very upset about Sandy's leaving. He was very fond of her, you know.
Yeah, I know he was, and I kind of expected this, but I know he's happy to see you back.
Oh, yes, he's very happy to see me. That isn't a problem. It's just that, well, he seems to feel like he's a bad boy, that he's done something wrong. He thinks that he's responsible for Sandy's leaving, and that's why she didn't want to take care of him anymore. I don't think the little thing has had a wink of sleep all night.
Well, we don't want that. Thank you very much. Hey, you! Come over here and sit on my lap. Come over here. We're gonna have a little discussion, okay? Now, Mrs. Gurney just told me something I wanted to know. She told me that you feel like Sandy left because you were a bad boy. Is that right?
I was bad.
No, you weren't bad. No, you were very, very good. And Sandy left because she wanted to look after her mother who was sick, and that's the only reason. Okay? Her mommy was sick. Just like your mommy's sick. But you know what? I got some good news for you. Your mommy's got a new doctor. And we have every reason to think she's going to get a lot better. She's going to come home, she's going to take care of you and take care of me. Okay? Okay, so why don't you go upstairs and paint Mommy a picture? How about that? Okay?
Dr. Warner, I'm sorry, I couldn't help listening. Is it true what you said about your wife, that she might be coming home, or were you just making Bobby feel better?
Well, my wife has a new doctor. Palmer's hired a Viennese specialist who's had a great deal of success with patients like Nina.
Oh, that's wonderful. Pray God that he can help her.
Well, we all will pray. Anyway, I may have some news for you this afternoon. I have an appointment to see Dr. Wall today.
Please don't misunderstand me. I want Nina's family to know the good news. The only thing is I am just a little bit concerned about the timing.
I don't understand.
Well, you really don't know Nina's mother and her husband as well as I do. You see, I can't overemphasize how really deeply involved they are with her recovery.
Yes, I can well understand.
And if you just even hint that, well, there's a chance that she is progressing, well, they'll go overboard with enthusiasm, and then just by chance, if she doesn't proceed as you must do what you think is best for Nina.
Oh, I shall. Well, that's all I have to report at the present time. So, if you'll excuse me.
Helmut, I've been meaning to ask you, how are the plans getting along for your proposed treatment center in Salzburg?
Well, the plans haven't been made public at all. How did you happen to know about it?
Oh, well, I have contacts all over the world. I'm very interested in that project. It would be such a help to a lot of people.
Yes, but unfortunately we've run into financial restraints.
How much money do you need?
At least $1.25 million American dollars.
Well, that doesn't seem to be too much, considering what a great help it would be to people who are suffering. I'm interested in the project, well, of course, because of Nina's condition. I was wondering, would you be willing to discuss with me the possibility of my assistance?
You're full of surprises, Mr. Courtland.
Yes. Well, of course, that situation would have to be looked at from several viewpoints.
Palmer, I want... Dr. Wald, how are you?
Very well, Mrs. Courtland. How nice to see you.
Thank you. How's my daughter? How's she progressing?
He was just giving me a full report, and then he was going on to another meeting, so I'll fill you in later.
It's all right, thank you, but I'd just as soon hear it from Dr. Wall.
No, we can arrange that later, and we wouldn't want to keep Dr. Wall from his other appointments, so you can go along to your meetings, Doctor.
Very well. Good day.
Goodbye. Was it just me? Or is there something wrong with him?
No, I think you're right. No, he was upset at seeing you, and I don't think he looked forward to giving you the sad news that he gave me.
What?
Unfortunately, he has not had any success in treating Nina.
Oh, no.
Well, darling, there's still a chance that he can do something for her.
How? He's not even going to be here in town very long.
Don't, darling, don't. We can do something for our daughter.
Don't
We really can.
do that, okay? Just don't start handling me and smothering me.
Only trying to comfort you.
I know. You say and do all the right things. And the trouble is, at this point, I don't know if I can trust you to be telling the truth.
Well, why would I invent lies?
I don't know. I don't understand a lot of what you do. I just found out that you've been paying Mrs. Gurney to stay away so that Sandy would be there still to seduce Cliff.
That was part of the whole past mistake, and, well, it's just not going to happen again. It really isn't.
No, it isn't going to happen again. You can't just expect me to turn around and trust you overnight again.
Meanwhile, I have a little something just to show my token of good intentions.
Yeah, I am.
I won't mince words. Gilles Sinclair, I want you out of Brooke's life and as soon as possible.
These are things you can't live without.
Really? Well, they're really just too big to be anything like an engagement ring or anything.
I should have thought of an engagement. Oh,
Yes, you
anyway, this
probably
is something
should
much
have.
more practical. You don't want an engagement.
All right, okay, I'm gonna open it. What? Oh, look! It's a little traveling cat house.
That's right.
Oh!
It was custom made and it cost a fortune. Absolute fortune.
Oh, look,
almost.
it's got PC's initials on it.
That's right. Do you think they'll be able to tell
stunning.
who's is who?
You mean, is this one
Yes,
for DC too? Oh, PC! Isn't that wonderful? Well, of course they're going to know whose is whose. I mean, they're practically reading already. Oh, both the kitties, thank you.
Well, they come with a house full of love.
Oh, no, you
come
don't.
on,
Never mind all that.
No.
You get your kisses from the kitties, if you know what I mean. Not that easily bought, Palmer. You're very seductive, and I know you know the weight of my heart is through the kitties. I'm still very wary of you.
Now, how can you say that? This is the real me. Really is. A fellow who can think about poor little helpless kittens. I'm sorry, Daisy.
I hope you are. But you're not going to seduce me into forgetting the past that easily.
Well, it's just gonna take time. And I'm gonna need your help.
Well, do you have any idea what's blocking our progress?
Just as we are unsure of the cause of schizophrenia, Dr. Warner, we are unsure of the cures.
I got my hopes up too high. I thought she'd respond.
I don't want to be overly optimistic, but I still have hopes that your wife will improve.
Yeah, I can hope. I can hope.
Yes, we all can.
Look, all I can do is hope these days. I want to make a personal plea to you. I know how frustrating your work is. I know you want to give up sometimes. Don't give up. Please don't give up on my wife.
I give you my word.
Look, it's not just me. It's been a little tough around my house lately. My son is suffering a lot right now, too.
You must give him all the support you can.
Well, I'll try. It's a little tough without his mother there. Look, I want to bring up one other thing. I swear to you I wouldn't bring it up, except for the psychological health of my whole family's at stake.
I'd like to know about it.
It's my father-in-law, Mr. Courtland. In a nutshell, he hates me. And he'd do anything he could to break up my family. He's already tried, even while Nina's been sick.
I don't understand at all.
Well, look, I won't go into any details. Just suffice to say that while you're treating her, you should know that he does not want her to come back to my house with me and my son.
I can't believe such a thing.
Well, believe it. I know him a little better than you do. Anyway, nothing is going to stop this guy. He's out to get me, and he'll risk Nina's health to do it. But let me take care of him. I want you to do what you can for my wife. Please. I want her back happy and healthy, and I need your help.
It's just that I am an experienced and wise woman in the ways of the world. Certainly I understand human relationships far better than my young niece.
And what is wrong with our relationship?
In the first place, it's utterly frivolous. You amuse her. You flatter her. Well, you behave like a couple of giddy, irresponsible children. This trip to the Caribbean was a perfect example.
But Brooke and I are in love.
Oh, please. I'm telling you, you're most certainly not in love. Infatuated? Maybe. But you have nothing on which to make a foundation. You come from different cultures, different backgrounds. You haven't the same values or the same ambitions, even. You are an adventurer, for goodness sakes. And you will abandon Brooke and that little girl just as easily as you found them.
Mrs. Wallingford, you are unique. I never knew a woman could be so full of stupid opinions.
I am not stupid, monsieur. But then neither are you. I'm a woman of considerable means. I have not inconsequential connections. And if you will remove yourself from Brooke's life, I will make it very much worth your while.
Are you trying to buy me off?